As part of our environmental series, we're going to meet two great women who are making such a difference when it comes to educating the public about the urgent need to address and solve the climate crisis. Our first special guest is Sabrina Cowden, Program Director for the Climate Project, a program of the Alliance for Climate Protection, a bipartisan nonprofit organization founded by former Vice President and Nobel laureate Al Gore, and Harriet Shugarman, one of the first 1,000 volunteers chosen to be trained by Mr. Gore as part of the Climate Project and founder of ClimateMama.com. Ladies, good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
So nice to be here.
Sabrina, let's start with you. Tell me about the Climate Project. What is it?
Well, the Climate Project is a dedicated grassroots force of volunteers working to educate their peers in their own communities about the problem and the solvability of the climate crisis. We have 3,400 volunteers in over 55 countries around the world.
Wow.
All have been personally trained by Mr. Gore in their messaging, and we are a program of the Alliance for Climate Protection, which is a nonprofit founded by Mr. Gore.
Now tell me how the planet is actually experiencing climate change.
Well, scientists have gathered vast amounts of evidence that show us that the climate is changing and that change is a result of human actions. Melting glaciers, sea level rise, intense storms, long-term droughts, these are all possible impacts of climate change. And in fact, we're seeing some of those even today.
Wow, and it's obviously a very, very difficult thing to solve, but it can be done with people like Harriet.
Exactly.
You are a volunteer. You were actually trained by Mr. Gore. Tell me some of the solutions you're trying to bring about, if you will.
Absolutely, Christy. You know, I think the most important thing and the first thing is to become educated. And I travel around the country talking to people and helping them become more educated and knowledgeable about climate change, because we all need to make the connections. We need to understand what it's about, why it's happening, and then that connection to those things that we are doing every day that contribute to climate change.
And what do you tell people to do, if you will?
Sure. For example, if you are going to pick up your daughter at her soccer game, you are going to try to do as many things as you can in that trip to reduce your carbon emissions. You're going to try to go to the bank at the same time, pick up your groceries, do as much as you can. When you buy things, be an informed consumer. Support companies that have sustainable products. Packaging, less is more.
Absolutely.
You know, we throw out 4.5 pounds of garbage every day, most of it in packaging that comes into our house. And, you know, so think about those kind of things and become educated, and you can be part of the solution.
And you tell all these people that you don't even know around the country that these small little steps can make such a huge difference.
I do. And you know what? I think people just need to make those connections and have them pointed out. And even though you may be very busy in the course of your daily life, doing your things, just trying to get to work, get your kids to school on time, there are little changes that you can make that can make a big difference.
Now, recently, I know that the Climate Project held a great international training in Nashville, Tennessee, right?
Yes,
Sabrina?
correct.
You had more than, 650 volunteers, and they all met with Mr. Gore.
Yes.
We have a clip from that training I'd like to show our viewers. Would you mind?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's take a look.
Our dangerous over-reliance on carbon-based fuels is at the core of all three of these challenges: the economic, environmental, and national security crises. We're borrowing money from China to buy oil from the Persian Gulf to burn it in ways that destroy the planet. Every bit of that has to change. But if we grab hold of that common thread and pull it hard, all of these complex problems begin to unravel, and we find that we're holding the answer to all of them right in our hand. The answer is to end our reliance on carbon-based fuels.
And he says it so eloquently at the end, Sabrina. It's all in the palm of our hands.
It is. Mr. Gore is definitely the iconic leader on this issue around the world, and this has been a truly passionate focus of his for the past 30 years. I feel like his effort with the Climate Project is truly just another way to bring this message and the opportunities around this crisis into the palm of people's hands, to really put them in a place in their communities where they feel that they are empowered to help solve this crisis.
And Harriet, I want our viewers to know that not only did you become a volunteer, but you went one step further. You've been volunteering for 3 years, and you started a website on your own called Climate Mama. Tell me about it.
As you mentioned in the beginning, I was one of the first 1,000 people that were trained by Mr. Gore and chosen by the Climate Project, and I got to travel all over the country talking to people about climate change. And about a year and a half ago, I had this aha moment. I got asked many questions all the time about climate change, what it was all about, and I realized that I could step it up a notch. I could make that information more accessible to people and put it out there for busy parents who were just looking for quick, short answers. So we set the website up. We have a Climate Change 101. We have trusted resources that you can go to. We have great partners that we showcase their advocacy campaigns. We highlight and spotlight climate mamas and papas, parents who are doing incredible things on climate change. And we have a blog that we update on a regular basis so parents can show their kids. They can learn news items, things that are happening, video clips, and they can take it to their kids and say, here, I care about the environment, and let me share it with you.
And you know what I love about her is she's doing it, Sabrina, not because she has to, because she wants to.
Exactly.
And that's what a great volunteer does.
It's what a great volunteer does, and I think it's a really unique aspect of the Climate Project. Our diversity is really our strength. In supporting Mr. Gore's efforts to make sure that this is an issue that transcends all sectors of society, we have great folks like Harriet, we have high school students, we have retirees, scientists, religious leaders, business leaders, all make up this wonderful troop of volunteers we have out spreading this message. At the training that you just recently mentioned, we were fortunate enough to have Gloria Reuben, an actress who is best known for her role in the television show ER, and she's now working as a special advisor to the Alliance for Climate Protection and a TCP presenter.
And it's so important also to get the children involved. You actually go around the nation with your kids, right?
Well, you know what, my kids are, in a way, my guinea pigs, and as is my husband, and I try out new things on them. Many of our family vacations turn into climate change education trips. And,
excellent,
you know,
excellent.
as you said, it has helped me. I don't know how you felt as a parent the first time you became a parent. I know you're a mom. I'm a mom. When I was held my babies for the first time, I had a great sense of joy, but an overwhelming sense of responsibility that came with it.
Yes.
And
quickly, if anybody wants to get involved, what can they do?
Visit the climateproject.org website. Request a presentation for your friends and family. They're free of charge, available to any size group, organization. Sign up to join our newsletter to keep up with update current events. And as always, we are welcome donations to help us carry on our mission.
Thank you so much for your mission and for what you do and for being here this morning. And we're going to follow up with you in the future as well.
Wonderful. Look
Appreciate
forward to
your
it.
time. And if you'd like more information on the Climate Project or Climate Mama, just go to the websites. They are theclimateproject.org or climatemama.com. Get involved.